Hello YouTubers, Joe Kersey here on Tuesday, August 15th. Right now it's 2025 in the evening Eastern time. And so here you're going to see a couple of clips. My son and grandson came up today, and that's always wonderful. And so you get to see that, and then you get to hear me talk about a little bit about what happened with my good neighbor. You know, it's always like my good neighbor Liz and Henry, my good neighbor Henry and Liz and Henry. So you get to hear some of that, and it's been a great day. And so to all and sundry who know me anywhere in the world, I say God bless you all and enjoy. Bye-bye now. Well, not bye-bye, because I want you to watch the rest of it.
Soon, dude. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I don't really mind, because I'll just, like, sit around.
Oh, good.
Isn't the drive not that long?
This time of day, the drive is long, because we're going to get stuck in that IKEA Gemini. Back up. Who was saying, was that Liz and Henry? We're going to go to IKEA for breakfast.
Yeah, for breakfast. They said 10 o'clock. They said, "Do you want to go?" And of course, they had texted me while I was on the can, and I was just getting ready to get in the shower, and so just kept ding, 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 and finally I said, "Look, I'm getting into the shower now." You know, and I said, "I'm glad you're coming." You know, and so.
No, I don't want to go to IKEA for breakfast.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
I guess
there'd be certain. If I didn't have a refrigerator full of food that I got to work through, and I don't want to end up throwing down, yes, I'd be delighted to go to IKEA with them for breakfast. But
speaking of food, how did Chinese food work out?
Worked great. Loved it.
Where'd you order from? They deliver?
It's called HC Products or something down here on on State Street in Western. Yeah.
And they deliver?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That sounds dangerous.
I have a feeling. No, it was quite good. I think I might be dealing with them later.
If we had deliverable Chinese food where we lived, oh my good heavens, forget about it.
Well, I mean, it's very fattening. I mean, I can't, it balloons me up like mad.
Oh,
so,
it's full of salt.
Well, it's the salt. It was like 5-pound weight gain, and then of course now this morning I was back down to 185. But still, nobody wants to swell up, and I didn't want to swell up during this healing process anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, it's like whenever there's this place we like called Peking Dynasty that buy us, but oh my god.
Oh yeah, that's like 5 of those stores in Columbus, isn't there?
So, I mean they're all named something like that, but the place we like is but the food is so delicious. But oh my gosh, I mean the next morning you get up and like I can't get my wedding ring off, and like I get on the scale. I was like 4 pounds heavier.
Oh yeah, but that's gone by the next day. Ideally, usually.
Could bulk you up there, skinny mini.
He's fine. He's fine.
We have our flag football evaluations coming up, I think this Sunday.
Yeah.
You gonna do that again this fall?
I love football. I hate soccer. I always have this jerk on my team.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah,
passionate feelings about it.
I understand that, believe you me. So.
Yes, we're gonna do flag football again this fall. Hopefully we'll get a good coach. We're gonna have evaluations here on, I think it's this Sunday. It's either this Sunday or the following Sunday. Don't make a goofy face. Notice he still has his bruise on his face where he got whacked.
I thought I saw a trace of that. I thought he's surely not emulating the divot on my side of my face. Yeah.
That's the longest bruise I've ever seen.
Nah, well,
that's going on too.
Well, look at my knee. Look at the.
Well, I know, but I'm saying that he must have really gotten smacked.
I think I either did it here. I don't know. This was not some sort of interactive injury from San Francisco. So
every now and again I'll come up with these inexplicable little bruises.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm like, where did this come from?
Not so much anymore, but there's a time.
Well,
There's
the
a
other
time.
day, I had one here, and I was like, I never hit myself there. Like, where did that come from? There's one here. I was like, there's one here. I was like, what the heck? It's odd. All right, Carter Kersey, what do you think, man?
No.
Hello, YouTubers. What am I doing here? Well, I'm trying to not be an asshole here. Let's see. Let's not knock things over. Hello, YouTubers. Joe Kersey here on Tuesday, August 15th, 1940 in the evening Eastern Time. Which would put it, well, 14 hours ahead over across the way. Who I heard from here just a few, well, half hour or so ago. That was very nice. I told him that this picture he'd sent me that I had framed had come, and I was able to give a copy of that in the frame to my son, who was here today. I was able to give that to my neighbor Liz, who was here today, both early in the morning around, well, about 10:30, and then just about a half hour ago. So that's great. And the other two copies I ordered are heading across the Atlantic and the Pacific respectively. I know what the Atlantic side is going to do with it. I don't know what the Pacific side is going to do with it. But it's a gift. You do what you want with a gift. Alright. Enough of that. So this morning, my neighbor, Henry, Liz and Henry of the Liz and Henry, wanted to come see my new graphic editions, let's put it that way. And so he came over and cast his eye on these things. Which basically had not leaked ink at all since 1 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday. So I've not felt the need to, well, I might wash them before I go to bed tonight, but the bruising's gone away here. I haven't seen any overt leaking of ink, so I'm very pleased with this. Yeah, very pleased. He looked at this morning. He spent a fair amount of time looking at this morning. Well, not a fair amount, but he looked at it very intently. And he said, he's a Jewish fella, and he says, now I, as a Jew, understand the Trinity. And I think so often that happens with people that when it's almost an impossible concept to grasp intellectually, but when you see it graphically expressed like this, I think some people get it. Obviously, he was getting it. Maybe not in that visceral way that I got it when I first saw this, say, back in 2005. But yeah, it was great. It's great. So then they had originally said they were going to eat breakfast at IKEA at 10:30, and did I want to go, or 10 o'clock rather, did I want to go? And if I'd known about it maybe earlier in the, the night before, maybe I would have wanted to, but they decided that because of other things coming out, this always happens with them, they didn't want to go anyway, so no harm done, that's fine. I would like to go down and see this thing sometime, because it sounds like quite the go down, see this furniture, eat the food, that sort of thing. It's IKEA. I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, well, people act like it's a big deal, but it's interesting to see anyway. So I'll see maybe. I'm sure I'll go through it at some point. Now these gnats can go away anytime. Thank you. So later in the day, Thomas had said that he and Carter were going to come up after they got their preschool haircuts. And so indeed they did, and they showed up around 12:30, 1 o'clock. And, just because I get the hugest kick out of Carter, because, I think he and I have kind of this oddball, off-the-wall sense of humor. And I think that's the case. And of course, he was doing his thing with the iPad and things, and Thomas was talking with me and about things. And he was talking about his trip up to the southern western Michigan area with his father-in-law, who I really like his father-in-law. About on this kind of beer brewery tour, because his father-in-law had been involved in the beer industry here in Columbus with the Anheuser-Busch people for 25 years. And so I mean, and Thomas likes to do home brewing, so there's always been this kind of ongoing interest with the two of them, and I think that's neat as hell. I love that they do that. And of course, Thomas was humoring me. Well, that's not the right word. That makes it sound like he was patronizing me and taking his time out to listen to me. No, he was listening to me about my experiences out in San Francisco, both emotionally and physically, in both senses of the word. So, yeah. So when they left, we found the package of these 3 images on the front porch, and so one for me and one for Thomas and Kelly and Carter, and then one for Liz and Henry. And so Liz came over and collected hers tonight too, and of course Thomas was able to take his away just before he went home. I was glad that worked out that way. Thomas says, he got talking about things, and he says you're a seenager, like senior dash ager, like teenager, seenager. You're a seenager, which was a term I hadn't heard before. I don't know if that's a generalized term in use or not, but gosh, there was one that wanted me to lead into. I know. I'm sure a number of you all have gone to natural history museums or anthropological history museums where they have these little dioramas behind windows. I know in the Ohio Historical Society they've got a series of dioramas about what they speculate early life among the Native Americans, the Indians, the mound builders, the whatever you want to call these folks, was like, along the river valleys and the creeks and so forth. and they have some very nice ones. It's very nice. I mean, it, very well done and so forth. And I got thinking, since June 29th of this year, the backstory of my life's been like a series of dioramas. And I thought, I can walk into a museum of my life now, up until June 29th. And I'd be able to see all of the things that had happened in my life, fooling around with my friend and living a lie and going to college and university and medical school and residency and this and conceiving Thomas and getting married and this and going to Fort Wayne and coming back, wanting to kill myself and coming back, and it's like then my mother getting ready to die and this and all of the bullshit where basically I got cut out of everything, and it's like here I am. I've June 29th. I've had this great experience with this great man. I experienced love for the first time. Actual love for the first time. Out of the blue, wham. And it's like I could walk by all that and say, well, that's a very interesting series of little vignettes this man's had in his life. And then walk out the door and start into my new life. I have become, thanks to this fellow I met, I'm sure that wasn't his intention, but that's what happened. A completely, well, I don't think I'm new. I think I was there all along. I think the underlying me was there all along. I just wasn't. It just had never been able to truly come out in the sense of come out. Bit of an overused verb form, but in this case, maybe it actually does what it means. Mean what it means. I'm not griping. I'm delighted. Gosh, yeah. So the diorama effect, of having a complete, massive change in your life, that you hadn't tried to engineer. I hadn't tried to engineer this. I'm sure this guy didn't try to engineer this. Obviously, what works out, at some point. I sure hope none of this is over yet. So I'll say bye-bye, YouTubers. Bye-bye.